Well, hello and welcome to the San Angelo Live Studios. I'm Manny Diaz, and this is the Myers Minute, presented by Myers Drug in downtown San Angelo. In fact, joined today by just the man, the myth, the legend, general manager of Myers Drug in downtown, Luis Urteaga. Luis, it's always an absolute pleasure chatting with you. In fact, we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, we do. First off, thank you for having me. I want to say hi to everyone out there. Buenas tardes a todos.
Yeah.
And we get the opportunity now to kind of dedicate some time and let the general public know kind of what Myers is made of, right? Yeah. And I think we have a good lineup to hopefully help out our community and surrounding areas.
And definitely. Today we're talking about two important topics. We're talking resetting health and weight loss, along with supplement, or I guess, how to stay healthy during these COVID times, and some very key important products that Myers Drug is offering you right now. You can get it right hot off the press there in downtown San Angelo. Supplements to kind of help you stay away from this COVID disease. But before we get into that one, I guess we'll just go ahead and just open this thing up, talking a little weight loss.
Okay.
Resetting the health.
So one of the goals that we have in January, of course, is everyone starts doing their New Year resolution, right? Mm-hmm. The new year, new me, new health kind of thing, new goals. And to try to help out, there's just a little Reader Digest whenever we come on the majority of all of our lists, I'm included. We try to hit what we want whenever it comes to our weight loss goals, mm-hmm. right? A comment that I want to say to the public is that it's very well documented that the majority of the people lose their New Year's resolutions within the first 3 weeks. So before January even leaves, we're done, mm-hmm. right? We gave up on them because we try to attack too many things at one time. So one of the things that we partner up is with our local healthcare providers, our MDs, our mid-levels, nurse pracs, PAs. And it is a very well-known fact that when you look for help in weight loss with a healthcare provider, your success to reach your goals increases by 60%.
Wow.
And having said that, care providers are very much versed in the opportunity that they have with trying to educate you with different changes of habits, training, as well as what you eat. And also, if needed, by their criteria, if there's medications that can help you curb your cravings, as well as help you maintain your energy and increase your metabolism. Mm-hmm. And Myers, that's one of the big roles that they play. Local providers are very much well aware that there isn't a lot of commercially available medications when it comes to that. So we have the opportunity as a compounding pharmacy to have our secret formula that we can mix and match to the patient's needs. The majority of the time, the medications utilized to help with the weight loss have side effects, and everybody is different. Yeah. So being able to increase maybe one and realize that it doesn't cause as much trouble, and decreasing the other one that does, is what makes compounding medications for weight loss so important. Mm-hmm. And of course, thanks to all the healthcare providers that also realize this and help their patients and send them to us so we can help them with their needs.
Gotcha. Yeah. So here you have a number of supplements here, a number of things that kind of can help out with some of that, kind of guide us what you got going on here.
So whenever you look at us on Facebook, on our page, you realize that we're doing the Reset Your Health, right? New year, new goals, new health, new you kind of thing. And what we ended up doing is we're highlighting 4 supplements that you can find over the counter that might able to help you reach those goals. One of the most important things is having a really good multivitamin. When it comes to multivitamins, there's 2 presentations that you look for. Supplements in general, a lot of people don't know, not all are meant to be the same. Yes. So supplements are divided into different categories. We, of course, carry pharmaceutical grade supplements, which means that you have to be a pharmacy or a licensed pharmacy to carry them. Okay. In this multivitamin, it's going to have all the vitamins and minerals that you know and are trusted, but it's also going to have the natural and herbal supplements that a lot of people might be looking for to help them detoxify their health. And once again, all of this is a support already to the habits that you're trying to change and hope amplifying that drive that you have with that support.
It has to start with the habits.
Yes, it has to start. And if it was as easy as just taking, a couple of tablets and we all look like guys would look like Brad Pitt or Aquaman, it'd be incredible. But
it's
that's
the secret sauce, you know?
And the other supplement is everybody is very much aware about stress. So defining stress is important, and I always like to start with that. Stress, in definition, is an external stimulus and how our mind and body perceives it. When you're brushing your teeth, that's stress, but you don't perceive it as bad or harming you. So the reason I say that is everybody manages stress at a different level. But to be able to help that, there's a series of natural supplements or herbal supplements. Ashwagandha is one of them, that are called adaptogens. And these adaptogens help your body decrease your cortisol levels, which is the hormone that gets increased during stress.
Okay.
And once again, these are just added things that can help. And by decreasing your cortisol, you should be mentally better prepared to be able to manage those increased stresses. And you don't get all the side effects that cortisol can affect. Because remember, we were supposed to have these spurts of cortisol. We were supposed to have this stress back in the day when it was a fight or flight response. That meant you either had to run from that woolly mammoth or you were going to try to fight it off to keep you alive. But that same stimulus is being received whenever you're sitting in front of your computer working for 8 hours and the cortisol never goes down. That woolly mammoth, either you killed it, ran away from it, or it killed you, but it was done, right? Now we have that continuous stimulus that doesn't allow our body's hormones to adapt the way it should. And adaptogens, or supplements that are considered in the family of adaptogens, like ashwagandha, help you do that. It also helps naturally boost your levels of energy and testosterone for men. This is a really.
I've been
good
seeing
supplement.
a lot of stuff like that. Maybe that's it's marketing to my age group. I see a lot of it on social media. See a lot of TV commercials with that type of thing that's going on.
Whenever it comes to building new muscle, it's also a very good supplement. Once again, the primary effect that it has is on your levels of cortisol.
Okay.
And a lot of us don't understand that if we can keep our body in balance, which is not easy, but if we could keep our body in balance, the body does all the healing by itself. So by decreasing that reaction that you have, because once again, it's an external stimulus, having that big meeting the next day, having that big event that you're going to, or having a stressful life for whatever personal reason, being able to readjust or get that additional help to try to increase your body's opportunity to auto heal itself.
Man,
that's what we're looking
That's
for.
awesome.
And of course, I think in the last maybe 10 years, everybody has become very well aware of probiotics. So in our intestinal tract, there's a series of microorganisms that naturally live there. But because we eat certain types of food, certain microorganisms that shouldn't be there can overtake that natural microbiome and cause what we call inflammation. And I don't think there's anybody out there that hasn't felt, intestinal inflammation.
Sure.
And some people are even attributing that microbiome even dictates who we fall in love with, what we eat the next time around. That natural biome, if we could keep it in check and healthy, it helps us maintain a better life, better health, better, if we can help. And superior probiotics, the reason I like this is because it's a price point. It's a refrigerated probiotic because the microorganisms are alive. And it has prebiotics. So it's very easy on the stomach, and it has what it needs to keep those microorganisms alive so that they can set up shop in your intestinal tract. Just as a recommendation, one of the biggest errors that I feel come into Myers Drug is what time they take this. I highly recommend that you take your probiotics right before bedtime, after you brush your teeth, after everything else, because you're not going to have any bowel movements during the night. You're not going to go to the restroom. So you allow it to give it the opportunity to set up shop in your intestinal tract.
Okay.
right? And not get rid of it with the following meal that you have.
Right on, man. Already, we're. I mean, let's just go for the cycle here. What else we got?
Vitamin D3. So vitamin D3 is actually a representation of D3 that's found in meats, right? There is vitamin D is one of the liposoluble vitamins that we have to ingest from the outside world. Our body helps activate it in our kidneys and in regards to sunlight. Now, having said that, it is a well-known fact that healthcare providers about in the last 6 years have started measuring levels of vitamin D, realizing that even though we might be outside, even though we do eat meats, we're having lower levels of vitamin D. Healthcare providers usually recommend having 20 nanograms per deciliter of vitamin D, and we're realizing that very little even have that much. But the effect that vitamin D has, there's going to be two types. D2 that usually comes from leafy greens, and D3 that comes from meats. The way I keep them straight is a cow has to eat the grass, so the grass comes first. That's 2, and then 3, right? But having said that, your levels of vitamin D is a hormone in our body, and a hormone is just a signaling system. But it helps signal our immune system. It helps signal our production of other hormones. It helps signal a balance. And during the times of COVID, this has been one of the supplements that the CDC has recommended that we need to have proper levels of to try to maintain a reduced symptoms or better opportunity to fight off the symptoms and the complications of COVID and their variants, right?
Excellent.
So vitamin D is another one of those supplements that should be a staple in everybody's household. I think you should at least be taken from 2,000 to 5,000. You do have to be careful because this can build up in your body, but that is a rare side effect. But if you have any doubts and concerns, please reach out to your healthcare provider. They're the ones that would be able to check and give you the best advice as possible.
Right on.
Yes.
Now, for the folks out there in Facebook world, YouTube land, if you have a question for Luis, we would love to entertain that. So drop us a comment. If you have any questions about any of these supplements that we just talked about that you can find at Myers Drug in downtown San Angelo, we would love to entertain some of that. So drop us a line. Plenty to get to here in the next few moments. In fact, this is kind of like the highlight of the show here because talking about a set amount of supplements that are out to, I guess, combat or support the day-to-day against COVID-19.
Yes.
And Luis, tell us a little bit about, first and foremost, show us what you got here.
Okay. So one of the things that happened, and we were talking earlier to the team here, and I was telling Manny, this is something that we brought to the table in the beginning of COVID. And we realized we were selling a lot of supplements. Everybody was buying the big bottles and investing because of recommendations that were coming from different sources. Investing a lot of money from $100 to $120 to get the number of supplements that they needed to try to alleviate or help support during COVID symptoms. And we ended up thinking not everybody is going to be able to afford that. And not only that, the variation of what tablet you had to take at what hour made sometimes things very complicated, having to give them a flyer so they can figure things out.
Sure. And
then them remembering what the hell were they talking about whenever we were there? Which one was this? Which one was that? So through our team, which I have a spectacular team, shout out to the pharmacy, shout out to Georgia, who's helping us also maintain these COVID packs. We came up with what we call a COVID relief pack. And this is pretty much a series of supplements that help your body during or as a support during a COVID infection. And of course, we're going to start talking about supplements like zinc in the right concentrations, right?
That's been a big thing that the medical community is leaning
Yes,
on.
zinc and vitamin D were the ones that across the board everyone has appreciated as being able to help, not just with COVID, but with the majority of the viral infections. And zinc has a lot to do with these zinc fingers that it produces, and I'm not going to get too much in the weeds, but there is an immune response that helps fight viral infections.
Right.
Having said that, vitamin D, which we just mentioned, is a hormone that helps stimulate our immune system. And one of the things that we have to state is that the virus itself in COVID isn't what causes a lot of the complications. It's the way our body responds to it. And having enough vitamin D that kind of keeps our body in check is where it seems like the information is taking us to on how it maintains us with a better opportunity of going through the symptoms or even less of the complications of COVID. Vitamin C. Which vitamin C has been there's physicians currently that think outside the box that are called functional medicine providers. That when one of their patients comes in with a common cold or the flu, get infusions of vitamin C for that same reason. How vitamin C helps combat the viral infections. We also include in our vitamin C is the vitamin C combined with bioflavonoids, because the bioflavonoids are going to have that quercetin that some people are looking for.
Okay.
It's within that mixture. And NAC, NAC, or N-acetylcysteine, it's a very strong antioxidant, and it seems to be giving the body the opportunity to support the rapid production of trash that our body is going through during this infection, and have less of the long hauler syndrome that they're talking about with this viral infection. And last but not least, melatonin at night to try to help ease that opportunity to go to sleep. And they're thinking it helps also try to keep our immune system in check.
Right on.
If y'all like to know any more details, I'll answer. No questions asked, but I'm trying not to get too much into the weeds so everyone gets the idea. But we conveniently packaged it in a 14-day supply. So like I said before, it was running around $120 a pack. And now we're able to give you a 14-day supply. All the yellows are your morning dose. So you just take one of these packs, all the tablets that you need to take on that other side when you open it. And then you have your evening doses as well. And for the 14-day supply, which as everyone knows, the CDC has reduced that you have to quarantine for 5 days now, but it surpasses the before 10 days that you usually get symptoms, and it gets you by hopefully making you feel better every step of the way as your body recovers from.
So the long and short of this is to basically help
COVID
your immune
relief
system and to kind of just help you
get you up and started. For my public that's out there that got the infection, that realizes how terrible it feels, I'm pretty sure they would agree that if there was something that would make it 10% less, they would jump all over it.
Even if you take COVID out of the equation, and you just take a few of these supplements, the vitamins that are coming in, they're going to do you some good.
Yes, it's study. There is studies that are coming now, and it's still too primitive to say, but there is studies that are saying, and in general against any viral infection, that your vitamin D levels help you maintain better health. So this is why physicians have been checking vitamin D for at least 6 to 7 years. Now it's become a lot more common. Now they have ranges, and you go right now and you check at any lab that you prefer with your physician. And if you're under 20 nanograms per deciliter, they're going to tell you you're too low on vitamin D, and they're going to recommend either supplementation or something else. It's a well-known fact, guys.
In fact, we have a question from a mom out there. She asks, do you have any recommendations for immune support for children under the age of 5?
Okay, that's going to be a little bit more difficult. I will have to tell you, you have to see your pediatrician. Anybody under the age of 5, it's based off of weight. And yes, we do have, like for instance, vitamin D in liquid, but you would need that healthcare provider to be able to reach out and tell you how much they have to take.
That makes sense.
And the only reason I don't feel comfortable saying it's because it's always based off of weight. And that's something that we have to be careful with. And everybody would agree with me. Mama, you would agree with me. I don't know which stage your 5-year-old is, but you see some 5-year-olds that look like if they're 10. You see some 5-year-olds that look like if they're 5. And you see some 5-year-olds that look like if they're 3 years old, right? So it does depend on everybody's type. As adults, it's a little bit easier because the norm ends up being at around 120 pounds, we're all on the same boat.
Yeah.
And it's very rare. It's usually women that are under 120 pounds, or unless they're boxers, right? So, but
we'll stop right there.
Yeah. That's good. Do we have any other questions?
I think we'll entertain a few more, but nonetheless, so you can actually get the downtown store. How much for a pack of these?
So one pack, like I was saying, is $29.99. You could call us if we even deliver. We have a schedule for deliveries, which are usually in the afternoons. If you want that delivered to your house, that's something that we've been doing at no additional charge.
Yeah, and you guys been delivering, even through the Snowmageddon last year.
Yes, sir. That was something we were very happy about. One of the things that our team agreed on whenever Snowmageddon hit, we were lucky enough during the lockdowns that we're essential business and we were able to go to work, that we felt that we had an obligation to keep our doors open during Snowmageddon. Now, I do have team members that weren't able to make it because of difficulties at home. It wasn't easy to travel. But a shout out to my delivery team because we delivered every day free of charge during Snowmageddon.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
That truly is. All right. So people, I know probably somebody's thinking it out there.
Yes.
They're probably thinking, oh, well, what if we take this? I don't need the COVID shot or I don't need any of those type of things. These are just
it's support.
It's just support.
It's support.
Support.
There's nothing that's going to overpower the recommendation of your healthcare providers. And the current recommendation is for everyone to get the vaccine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and just stay healthy. Wash your hands. I don't know how many. I think Mayor Brenda Gunner said wash your hands. I can't tell you how many times we heard her say that last year, but it's kind of a big deal.
It's surprising. It will make a big impact. And, of course, we also have hand sanitizers that are being sold. We can help you with face masks, coverings, whatever you need. But ideally is keeping your body the healthiest as possible. And I think that depends on everybody's difference.
Yeah.
The healthiest as possible. Perfection doesn't exist, but we try to reach for it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So just this 14-day pack here that we have from Myers Drug, a COVID-19 relief pack, 14-day supply for $29.95 that they will hook you up with today. You might want to take advantage of this. Plus, Luis was talking about a number of other of these these weight loss supplements. One huge one was just stress relief.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get hooked up on that. I feel like every day coming to work, we're in the news business, so we see a lot of that. Whatever goes on in the world. So
one of the things that happens with ashwagandha, it's one of the very few adaptogens that you can take on a daily basis. There's 4 in the group. Some of the other ones you can't take continuously. And ashwagandha, go into your Google Scholar, look for all the studies that are out there. You'll find that ashwagandha has been around for a long time, and there's a lot of information around it. And I'm pretty sure for all the bodybuilders and everybody that's out there doing things 100% to build their body mass, they probably already know about ashwagandha. They get ashwagandha in some way, form, or fashion because it helps with that muscle growth.
Wow. Okay. So that's...
You still have to work out. It doesn't help with the muscle growth automatically. You still have to work out. But it helps. It helps promote that
right.
muscle growth.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this has been incredibly informational in terms of what you guys are offering. I know we're going to try to do this every month, providing something that you guys offer there at Myers Drug in downtown San Angelo. So without further ado, anything else to add to all this?
No, I just want to say that thank you to San Angelo Live. Thank you, Manny, for the opportunity of us bringing Myers Minute. And this is a tip of an iceberg, guys. I mean, when it comes to what we provide, we're the only accredited compounding lab in San Angelo. We have a retail pharmacy. We help with nursing homes. We help with hospice care. That's in the pharmacy aspect. That doesn't include our HME, which is home medical equipment, lift chairs, shower chairs, wheelchairs. I mean, almost everything that ends in chair. Our compression socks, our braces, supplements, which we have knowledgeable staff that talks about those supplements. And I can exclude the unique little pearl that we have whenever it comes to our gift section and our women's boutique.
Oh, yeah.
People, yeah. We have a full-blown women's boutique in the pharmacy.
That stuff's
only
fantastic.
Here in San Angelo, right?
Yeah.
There's something like that happen.
All righty. Well, Luis, thank you so much for stopping by today. This will be the first of many live streams that we have. And, of course, if you guys have any questions, hey, just drop us a line and we'll forward it over to Myers Drug and make sure that Luis and his crew get that out there.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Gracias a todos.
Yes, sir. All right. For Luis Urteaga and Myers Drug, I'm Manny Diaz, and this has been the first edition of Myers Minute, presented by Myers Drug in downtown San Angelo.